Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Unification cast this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 1 versus 1 on Fata Morga. Playing on the northern side as the Eldar, we've got OMC Dr. NOX. Playing on the southern side as the Orks, we've got ReaperDudikoff. Dudikoff will be opening up for a couple of Slugger Boys, a Grot Squad, and a Boys Hut, whereas the Eldar are going to go for a couple of Guardians, bit for research, Aspect Portal, and a Plasma Generator. It's been a while since we've seen OMC Dr. NOX. I hope you're doing alright, young man. Hope everything around your neck of the woods is fine and dandy, but quite excited to see this. Eldar versus Orcs, tale as old as time. I imagine that the early game will be very similar to how it is in the vanilla Soulstorm. The sense that we're going to see a big mech, a couple of shooter boys. Might see, well, we've already seen the Dark Reaper aspects done add-on, so probably see a Dark Reaper squad or two, or maybe just one and then going into a fast. You're not entirely sure what these guys will go for, as I have not watched this as per usual. But it will be in the tier 2s when things start to get a little bit hairy and a little bit scary. Orcs have got lots of different vehicles in Ultimate Apocalypse. So not that's swearing in a Unification video, apparently. In Unification, the Orcs have different vehicle options in comparison to Soulstorm, whereas the mainstay for the Eldar, I would have to say, is probably their options for heroes and a couple of different infantry units. They've got Swooping Hawks, which are quite useful for being maneuverable, although they are very vulnerable and stuff. And from the webway gates, they're able to get people like Morgan Ra, which make the Dark Reapers absolutely insane. And also the other heroes, which we never ever see. But, I mean, no, that's a lie. We sometimes see the Howling Banshee one, the one that looks a bit like a Dark Eldar. She's in there. Sometimes see her to go around and smash people in the front lines, but probably won't see her in a Orc, well, against the Orcs, because the Orcs like smashing things in the face. Unless, of course, they go for primarily a long-range unit composition, which is what you tend to see them do. Dark Reapers will be firing at the Slugger Boys. Slugger Boys will be attempting to stop them and their firing shenanigans with their choppers. We do have a second squad of Dark Reapers in. The old Joe Biden opening. If you weren't there for the reference, you won't get it. Too hard to explain. That was a good meme, gosh darn it. Still living high on that meme. Double Dark Reapers will be the death of these Slugger Boys. They can't tie them both up. Just going to bounce between the two before dying an unceremonious death. Big Mech then taking that line down. Won't let those Slugger Boys die in vain. Chasing after these Guardians. Already killed one. Looking to kill as many of these slender Elder Boys as he possibly can. Going to see a Farseer coming out. Wonderful unit against the Big Mech with that Mind Warp. Good old high five to the face. For that squeeze and a lob over the webway assembly. I do believe that's 2 points in rugby. I think that's a try, isn't it? Maybe. My knowledge of sports, believe it or not, boys and girls, isn't exactly what one would call encyclopedic. Fleet of Foot going to save these guys from death as the Dark Reapers open fire on the Big Mech. The Big Mech can't take that much punishment from that level of firepower for too long. And he's going to teleport down here. And oh dear. Oh. 360 no-scoping. Those Eldari. We had a 360 no-scope the other day. Interesting how 2 Unification videos in a row. There's some Call of Duty nonsense going on. Clearly that's the meta. Clearly that is the meta. Farseer coming on. Oh, what hair colour are you today? Sometimes you're blonde. Sometimes... Oh, you're a brunette today. Devilish brunette. Bringing down that mind on something. What were you concentrating on? Did you try and go for Mind Wall on the Slugger Boys, but then they got out of range? Possibly. Interesting use of it. Grot's building up the pile of guns. Already seeing, I mean, what economy is 68 and 10 compared to 80 and 20. And yeah, just on the cusp of that tier 2. Was that the sound of another warband? Yeah, so tier 2 on the way for them. Big Mech leading the boys in, going for a knob leader. And the Eldar are going to be behind in the tech. I haven't really captured all their bits and bobs yet. Too busy trying to fend back that Big Mech. Big Mech doing a really good job at preventing, well, just being a nuisance in this general area, wasn't he? And all goes quiet. What are the critical locations like at the moment? That one's not been taken. Eldar trying to take this one. And the Orcs taking this one on the far left-hand side. Big Mech taking some pot shots at these lads. They've captured it there, but how long they will survive for? And no doubt it won't be for very long if they stand there. Got a range squad out. A break in morale. Huge psychic explosion AoE damage over time. Big Mech teleports away from it as well. So nice defense. Interesting that it's gone for Rangers. I wonder if that's just to break morale. They don't exactly do amazing damage against infantry. But where the the Dark Reapers are capping. Fair enough. Well, now it's time to apply some pressure because the Orks are ahead in tech. Now, they're going to go for an air tower. So I imagine some Dakar jets will be on the way, and they're absolutely wreck face against vehicles and infantry. So we'll need to see some countermeasures coming in ASAP. But the Eldar don't know it's coming. It's going to be sending this war banner back to Hades, or wherever war banners come from. Are you starting a tier 2 yet? Yes, you are. Okay, cool. So when you do see those Dakar jets, you will be able to go for a quick counter. Got a guide being placed on the Dark Reapers over here. Able to really quickly mulch their way through with that additional accuracy that they get from that buff. Almost look at nurse shooter boys in this. I wonder if it's because they wanted to save... yeah, I wonder if it's because ReaperDudikoff is saving his money for taking up super fast. But losing that war banner, not quite setting him back to tier 1 there. So good that he built the extra one, but always risking building war banners as defensive structures. The Eldar not ready to go back home. They've tasted blood. So they want to see if they can extract any more. And alright, no, they're going to go for Deathcopter. Interesting. Deathcopters are quite mobile, but then again, so are Dakar jets. I have to see how they compare. Or maybe it's just a gentleman's agreement not to go for that model, or that unit even. Here we go. Deathcopter Squadron. Just in case you haven't seen, they're not very common units, we'll just get a little bit of a zoom in once they stop moving. Look at those boys. Making time of their life. The headlights always make me think of little flies' eyes. Very nice. Also, aircraft on this map really, really useful because of all this negative space here. So I can occupy that. Range is going to go down very quickly. Oh, smorgasbord of slugger boys, actually. Nice, cheap chaff for the helicopters to hide behind. And do you do much damage against buildings? I'm not entirely sure. Quite a loud engine sound for them. As the Orks very quickly move forward. They've got that buff that they get when you get loads of Orks next to each other. Increasing speed, making them immune to morale damage as well. And while that number is there, in good surround on that listing shrine. Good lord, that helicopter's too loud. And let me just turn away from them just so I can hear myself think. Big Eldritch Blast. Or Sonic Storm, whatever you call that. Varsi have been surrounded there. Of the swooping hawks, or should I say Shadow Spectres. Ideal at blocking out aircraft from the sky. Also go invisible at times, just to be a nuisance. One helicopter being shot down. Or Deathcopter, sorry. Helicopters, Deathcopters, they're all the same. I'll see some striking Scorpions for anti-infantry in close combat stuff. Mega Armor Knobs looking for a combi burner. Activating their go faster electrics. Does damage to them over time, but makes them relatively quick. It's like a poor man's fleet of foot, really. You know, I mean, they enjoy it. The combi flippers, do not sure how much damage you do against buildings, but more about the melee anyway. Shadow Spectres doing a great job against those Deathcopters. Absolutely need to stay away from close combat there. Got a D-cannon somewhere. Was that a grenade? Something to that effect. Whilst here throwing a guide on top of these striking Scorpions. I'm running under the assumption that it increases the melee accuracy as well as the range accuracy. Otherwise, there'd be no point in doing it. The Grabber Knobs just charging around, throwing their weight about. It's very uncommon to see such a melee-focused orientation for a build here. But it's doing the job, man. It's doing the job. Your striking Scorpions aren't exactly getting the damage done. Nice placement for the Dark Reapers. Keep them on the ridge so they can keep on firing down while resisting that close combat stuff. Oh, is that just... Oh, right, the big purple stuff is just one of you guys dying. Fair enough. Got to get these guys home safe. There we go, jumping over the ridge. while leaving the striking Scorpions to die on honourable death in close combat. Mind Wall going on top of an armoured knob, as the big mech died in some of that engagements, but has been respawned here. And the last of striking Scorpions managing to survive being deaded there. But the Farseer looks like she's gone the way of the Durdur. Good economy is 92 and 40 compared to 86 and 50. It's not a terrible disparaging difference in the economy. Wraithlord is out, not seeing any special lords and ladies coming from the Webway Gate, but now might be the time. Now might be the time indeed. A Wraithlord probably going to equip himself with a Bright Lance. So they've got plenty of green money to play with. But then again, that Bright Lance, would that do much damage against... I mean, they will kill the Death Copters, but the Death Copters are already dead. Does look like it. What are the Orcs going to go for instead? They're not playing too much with their air tower. Having to recruit some tank busters to break apart some of those buildings. Do you have much of a float going on? No, you don't. So actually, you've been spending a lot of money very economically. Here comes the Dakka Jet. So definitely we'll want to see a Bright Lance on this boy. But gonna meet melee with melee. As long as he's supported in the range department, that's the main thing. But these guys are point blank refusing. Like, catch me if you can. Just like that story about that gingerbread man a while ago. Oh, Defcom's still here. They're alive. They're going to do what they can. Which is not very much against Listening Shrine. Not very much at all. Shadow Spectres very quickly sniping one out the air. Only a couple of shots. So actually maybe the Shadow Spectres will sort out the Dakka Jet when it comes a knock-in. Absolutely love this colour scheme. Red and black, and that's a really nice... Is that the... Oh, well, not the... Is it the Orkanaut symbol? Yeah, it looks like it. That's cool. Maybe ReaperDudikoff went for the skin purely with the idea of going for aircraft. That's a very nice skin. Do you have the... Ah, yep, looks like it. Nice. Very nice indeed. Love the commitment to the bit. But the Dakka Jet ain't going to do much when these Shadow Spectres are around, so I've been out to ignore these guys, just go straight for the base. Prevent the Eldar from pushing any further forward. Very slow jump from the Shadow Spectres there. Ominous and slow. Very quickly bringing down the Dakka Jet to low health here. Dakka Jet doesn't really seem to be committing too much to the engagement, actually, just running around everywhere. Oh, have you got the... Oh, he's got the tank busters. But they've got a couple of tank hammers on them. So engaging close combat, bonking that Wraithlord in the face. And the Eldar have got no Warlocks to be able to spot these guys. Absolutely love that. The Orcs just think, right, well, how can I make a melee weapon anti-vehicle? Well, easy, just strap a bomb onto it. That is definitely the way. And we are seeing a... Oh, Farseer, Ulfran. Big Daddy Ul. Does a lot of damage with his twisted magics. His foul warp shenanigans. I do believe it's quite expensive as well. Hold on, let me search it. Yeah, 300 blue, 200 green. So gotta make sure he stays alive. Not sure if he spots infiltrated units neither. As I know that lots of Eldar Farseer type characters in theory should be able to see infiltrated units, considering that they're all blooming psychic. I mean, all Eldar are psychic, aren't they? But you know what I mean. But they don't. They just straight up don't. That's a lot of tank busters as well. Very nice. Never ever seen tank busters go for tank hammers, but it's hammer time, baby. Hammer time indeed. Shadow Spectres moseying on in. Just temporarily going invisible. Just to tease the enemy. But then being scared away. A lot of big boys. And these tank busters coming in. Although, seem to do amazing building damage. I mean, it'll get it down, but expecting a bit more from that. Here comes the Farseer. Yeah, but he can spot him. Can't pull the wool over this man's eyes. Don't have to see him either, so let's have a quick glance at his model. He's just an old Tyrion Lannister kind of person, bringing down the big storm. Also love that animation where he floats up. Kind of like the Farseer when she uses her levitate ability in Dawn of War 2. incredible amount of damage. Is that a mind war going on? Sure, but you're doing stuff. Less than pleasant shenanigans from the big fuss here. Also, bringing forth a projection. Projecting his insecurities on the world. That's what he's doing. Death Copters being a nuisance. Shadow Spectre chasing after him there. And a Nightshade Interceptor for that anti-air play. Reclaiming the skies. Tank Busters decapping and recapping the strategic point. Shadow Spectres unable to see him, but they will attempt to go in for decap there before any listing purse is placed upon them. And the Tank Buster probably going to leave before Eldar comes on. Got Harlequin in the ranks as well. What's your voice acting like, old Fran?
As much as we shape fate, we are shaped by it.
Oh, I like that. Oh, I can't hear him over the blooming sound of whatever you call it, that firing. But he was there. He said words. Here comes a Nightshade Interceptor. Just one blast, couple of blasts. Good night, sweet prince. And actually, since all these Tank Busters, I'll have to watch from their perspective just so we can see the hammers. Yeah, because they're going to throw the hammers. They've got very little in the way of ranged firepower to go up against, say, this Nightshade. So they've kind of shot themselves in the foot. Stinger Boys attempted to move forward. Orc Spiders can reposition themselves if they want to. There we go. Falling back a little bit. Ulfran charging on in. And another big storm. That's a very short cooldown. That's a fantastic little ability right there for him. The tank hammers, like I say, aren't doing them any favours now. Harlequin doing some flipping nonsense. Mega Armor knobs falling down left and right. The Orks are losing momentum here. They've got tier 3 now. They've actually spent a long time in tier 2. Aiming for a mech shop. So, potential for stompers. Another big orky nonsense. So they do have their relic. A Lord Phoenix blooming Boris song, or Morn song even. Look at him go. I mean, just jumping on in. They see him rolling, they're hating. That was a song from a while ago. And he doesn't mind just being left on his own devices. But to attempt to slice up this air tower, probably wants to use his... Oh, no, he's doing actually a fair bit of damage before the Grots came in to ruin his day. Eldar reconvening over on this side. Got a war boss as well. Not often you see this bloke. But here he is. And, oh, that was a... Hold on. Aha, I left my Facebook on the back of my computer. And I never do that. I never even open my Facebook half the time. Just thought, ooh, I wonder if anyone's messaged me. And no one did, but they just have. It's okay. Hi, friends. IRL. Anyway, we've got some command... That's really disorientated me, that. Proper pulled me out of the cast now. Again, I do apologise. Yeah, Flash Gates and Commandos. And Mr. Phoenix Lord. He's a bit on his own here. Probably wants to leave at some point. Whether he's used all his jumping juice, I'm not entirely sure. No, just standing around. Stabbing away. There we go. Gets one Flash Gate down. And he actually gets the full squad wipe there. Not bad at all. Very swift and nimble. I'm going to go straight back to the air tower. Really does not like that tower, man. Got a gun wagon, artillery for the Orks. Insane amounts of damage against infantry. The Eldar are quite fragile. Throwing down a squig. Big explosion. Half-elving most of them. Also got a fighter bomber. More artillery as well. Yeah, quite like that actually. Will distract quite a lot of them. Warboss waddling on in. Tank busters now with a minimum amounts of tank hammers. Well, I've lost their pile of guns though. Gun wagon unable to do anything against the Nightshade Interceptor. Artillery can't do any damage to any aircraft vehicles. Aircraft vehicles? Aircraft, Mr. Landshark. No need for additional nouns. Tank busters just watching and waiting. Oh no, they are firing one missile at a time. Patient hunters are those tank busters. And now this is actually quite a decent little army on the go. What is the Eldar's response going to be to this? Wraithblades, quite slow. So will take them a while to get involved in close combat, but once they get there, if the Orks try and contend with them, they will be ripped apart. Whether the Orks aren't shy with... Actually, no, they will be, because they're just going for a ranged composition here, so maybe that's the way forward. Squig's been thrown in once again. Time busters on the flanks. Got the commanders being joined by the war boss. The war boss going to show these guys what he's made out of. But what he's made out of is apparently paper mache. So those Wraithblades just are cutting right through his armour. Probably would do a lot better if he was joined by some boys there. But on his own, being cut to ribbons, quick as you like. Fighter bomber taking a couple of shots here and there. The Nightshade Interceptor being repaired by a cheeky Burnsinger. The Burnsinger will be blown up in the exact same time as the aircraft. So nice synchronization there, like as if it was planned. Big Eldar Daddy throwing down some more lightning, and these guys are going to retreat through the lightning actually. But their retreat being covered by the gun wagon here. But the Warp Spiders don't care much for your positioning. They'll just teleport straight on top of you and show you the business. And now there's no front line for the Orks at the moment. What's the alternative? The economy is 97 and 63 compared to 125 and 47. Got some cheeky boys in the... Oh, we've got Phoenix Lord. This is the lady that looks a bit like a Dark Eldar. Actually, now looking upon her, she's actually, yeah, definitely a Howling Banshee lady. Loving the Hollywell pattern going on there. Oh, that's a Pokemon reference. I know what Pokemon are. I saw Season 1 many moons ago. Plenty of Warp Spiders. In fact, actually, they've just got rounds for everything here. They've got melee combatants for the Wraithblades, anti-vehicle for the Shadow Spectres, good anti-infantry from the Warp Spiders and the Dark Reapers. Burner Bomber coming in to burn some bombs. And setting on fire some of these guys, but not really doing all that much. Gunwagon hiding behind all the war banners. And the fighter bomber still knocking around. Oh, actually, this is a replacement fighter bomber by, if my memory serves me. On the back lines, but missing completely. That's such a shame when this one misses. It takes so long for it to recharge its fire. From back over to it so we can actually see what's going on. And the Eldar massing in such close proximity of each other. Good to have them spreading out, to be honest. Just to avoid the AoE damage. They've taken a lot of losses here. That one Dark Reaper getting a full missile to the face. And Flash gets being pestered by the Phoenix Lord, Janezar, but just as fragile as the Harlequin, she gets taken down. Cause some issues on the backlines at the very least. Got a Death Dread. Crab walking in. The Orks seem to be holding, he says. Flash gets gone to massive number before committing to the fight, which I quite like to see. The Wraithblades don't seem to be doing that much damage to the Death Dread, actually, as their weapons only seem to be good against commanders, demons, and heavy infantry. Here come the Flash Gets. More zappy lightning coming on top of them. Flash Gets spreading out. Nice little placement for that, actually preventing that second squad of Flash Gets from providing some support. The Eldar being beaten back once again. Good attempt. That artillery really blasting a few models around when they shouldn't really needed to. If you just spread out a little bit, would have been a lot more alright. Wraith Knights continuing to, well, Wraithblades, sorry, continuing to fall over. Is he just continuously falling over? Suffering the fate of repeated deaths by looks of things. Death Dread being replaced, or rebuilt even. And, oh, we've got a little killer can as well. Little baby can. Compared to Death Dread, love that. And what are the Eldar doing? They're just giving up on life. What's your economy at the moment? Oh, no, right, you've got a Wraith Knight. Right, okay. Just going to stride on in. Shoulders back. Back straight. I mean, firing directly into... What part of... Look at firing into the wrist of that war boss then. Big wire going on. We're going to focus fire on something. Looks like we're going to focus on the Wraith Knight. Probably want to take care of these Wraith Blades first. Probably into close combat. There we go. Only one more model left. If they can take them out, they can then fire unimpeded. Wraith Knight throwing on big slap down onto the Dread Knight. The Titan Busters hiding around the flanks. And the Wraith Knight taking quite a significant amount of damage actually already. Flash Gate's been shot down one at a time. Also, the Wraith Knight's been repaired by the Burnsinger. And ReaperDudikoff was a good effort. Almost took down that Wraith Knight. But even if he killed up that big lad, still have the remainder of the Eldar army to deal with. But that was amazing kind of aggression early on in the game, denying that those early points for the Eldar, so setting them behind both in the economy and in the technology path for a little while. But the Eldar being able to use a better unit composition to overcome. I mean, he almost got them with those artillery. It was very close, but no, the Wraith Knight being able to seal the deal there. It's very nice. Thank you so much for sending the game in. If you want to support the channel, have a look at the old Patreon. £1 gets you one extra game a week. And there's also Discord, where Discord things happen. Links in the description as always. As been Mr. Landshark, pleasure's always never short. And I'll see you in a bit. Peace.